Leopard Heavy, 16 laps the distance here at Oran Park, the Sergeant's Pies New South Wales State Championships. Leopard Light brought to you by, Leopard Heavy brought to you by Enviro Architectural Systems. In good, well, not quite the formation you'd like to see them in, although the outside man just taking, it's racing. It was interesting because they had Greenberry on the outside putting his hand up in the 33 cart saying he's not ready, but the starter thought that was all shenanigans and he let them go anyway. So a whole shot there to Simon Roberts, who leads off the top of the hill for the first time, and Daniel Stein is up there in second position. So Stein in second, Greenberry in third now has it all to do as Roberts sets out as your leader.
And in the top four, we've still got Michael Griffiths in the 46 cart hanging on to the front three as they come up towards Speedway Corner. Roberts is the man in the front at the moment. Second to him is Daniel Stein in the 88 cart. Behind him is Matthew Greenberry, and that order won't last long. We'll be seeing shuffle after shuffle in this race in the course of the next 15 laps. As our leaders head over the Yokohama Bridge, it's still our leader, Simon Roberts, in first position with Daniel Stein in second. They hold station on the little short chute. Now they're down on their way towards the infield hairpin. Dropping off a little in fourth place is the 46 cart of Michael Griffiths, who's now dropped well back. And it's Matthew Erdman that's come up into fourth position as they head down towards Speedway Corner. Still our leader is Simon Roberts with Daniel Stein in second place. Greenberry is still very much in this event in third place. Then we've got Matthew Erdman in the number 7 cart. Following Matthew is Peter Galvin in cart number 63. Then Matthew Endress, El Bryden and David Endress at the top 8, with Michael Griffiths and Bevan Garlock in 9th and 10th position as our leaders come down towards the infield. Is there going to be a move this time, Craig?
No, not this time, as Roberts from the Newcastle Kart Racing Club has got a handy buffer out in front of the field. The New South Wales driver in the CRG Race Centre kart with Carline Muffler's support leading the way as he comes across the line. Stein in the 88 running in second position, and from Combined Districts Kart Club in the Premier Hire DTE Arrow karts with the J&A tuning engine, just not quite able to match the pace of Roberts at the moment. But it's, as I speak, they are only a kart length between the first two. Matthew Greenberry from Queensland in the Tony Kart Rockstar Tony Kart Sports entry. The 33 kart there, he's travelled a long way. He's seen his brother do reasonably well throughout the day, and I'm sure now he wants to make sure he is on the highest step of the podium as he possibly can be. Matthew Greenberry, one national title to his name. Brother Tyler has 2, and he just goes for the carburettor there to give it a bit of a tweak as he tries to change the mixtures there to get some more performance. Interestingly enough, though, it's Simon Roberts who's just starting to get a bit untidy across the top of the circuit, and that will give a big opportunity to Daniel Stein to be able to close up that gap. He's just starting to soar on the wheel, which would indicate that he's not getting the bite he wants in the corner. And you just see him, he makes an adjustment this time, opposite lock coming off the Speedway Corner. Now every time he moves that steering wheel, it's going to be costing him a little bit of straight line speed, and that will be the opportunity for Stein to make his move as they head up the hill, and Stein closing in onto the back of Roberts now. There's less than a kart length, and again just coming through the tractor corner and on the short chute, you can just see Roberts not looking as confident with the handling of his kart as he was earlier in the race. So the 78 leading the way here through the infield as Roberts, Stein, Greenberry, Erdman is running in 4th position, with Peter Galvin having his best run so far across the weekend in the 63 kart back there in 5th place.
Watch the gap that closes between Daniel Stein and Simon Roberts as they get towards the top of the Yokohama Bridge. The 88 kart's got the grunt, there's no doubt about that. Look how close he is as they go across the skyline. So it shouldn't be too long before Daniel Stein puts it to Simon Roberts. in my opinion, the 88 card has got the grunt over the 78 card in front as they make their way down into the hairpin. You couldn't throw a blanket over these three as they head up towards Speedway Corner. Again, the pace of the 88 cart becomes apparent, and it closes up onto the back of the 78 cart as they head down towards Conacher Corner with only 9 laps left to run. The order is pretty much it's exactly the same as they head up towards the Yokohama Bridge. But look at Stein this time, straight past him. So plenty of power in the 88 cart, and we've got a new leader. It's Daniel Steen over Simon Roberts, and I would imagine now that Daniel is going to just drive off, because the amount of power that thing's got compared to the carts in second and third is fairly remarkable. But at the moment, there's still a lot nose to tail, so it's up to you, Craig. Let us know what's happening.
Daniel Stein opening up that buffer, as you mentioned. Greenberry right on the back bumper of second place runner Roberts. Just a call out there, back in 6th place. In fact, check that. I think you'll be in, he's still in 5th place now, but Bevan Gearick is having a great run in the 32 card. He started off the back of the field and has driven up to 6th place. But all the while, Daniel Stein is out there in front. The 88 cart leading the way from Roberts, and then back there to Greenberry, but nothing between them at the moment. And Stein runs wide here through the hairpin, and that gives Roberts an opportunity to close right up. He had a quick look, but he was on the outside for the next turn, so there's nothing's going to pay you to do that too often. Then Stein runs wide across the start-finish line. 7 laps left to run for your race leader, Daniel Stein, in the 88 cart. Back then to the 78 of Simon Roberts. Then it's the 33 of Matthew Greenberry. Matthew Ehrman is in the 7, as coming off the circuit, I think, is Michael Griffiths in the 46 cart. So that not good news for Griffiths there. Leaders, well, no change in those front runners, but looks like Matthew Greenberry is really starting to put the pressure on Roberts now, and he feels like he's got a good opportunity to make a run for the lead. Keeping his cart very straight as you see him come through that final turn. Across the start-finish line, 6 laps left to go. Stein, Roberts, Greenberry, your race leaders. Stein pulling out a handy buffer as the 20 cart there of Endress making a move on Bryden across the start-finish line late in the, back there in the field. Stein still leading from Roberts and Greenberry as the 2 New South Wales drivers trying to keep the Queenslander at bay.
Well, I'll tell you what, Greenberry is back there in 3rd place, and he's doing nothing yet. But I'm a bit suspicious of this bloke. He looks to be pretty good to me, and I think that he might be biding his time. So it's unusual to see a kart sticking in 3rd spot like that. When he does drop back, it only takes him a half a lap or so to close back up onto the back of 2nd spot. So keep your eye on Greenberry, but at the moment, it's Daniel Steen that's our leader as they head up over the bridge. Still, that's the order. Look how quick Greenberry comes up on the back of them as they go over the skyline, down into Tractor Tyre Corner. And again, there's virtually no gap between any of them now as they head down towards the hairpin. And it's going to be about this.
Well, one of the big differences is Roberts goes up the inside of Stein, and Stein shuffled back to 2nd position with Greenberry still there in 3rd. So Roberts resumes his position at the front of the field. But the big difference between Roberts and Greenberry's running in 3rd is Greenberry's gone for a much softer setting on his kart. If you watch the side pods, they're flexing up and down,
True.
Which says it's getting a lot more bite out of the corner. But at the moment, his engine looks like it's not on song. Last few laps, he's been going for the carburetor to try and get the mixtures right so he can have a big lunge here in the 3 laps that remain in this Enviro Architectural Systems Leopard Heavy final. Roberts is your race leader. Stein is your 2nd place man, with Greenberry sitting back there in 3rd. And Greenberry perhaps was thinking that it might be getting a bit wet here towards the end of this run, and he's definitely got the softer setting he could wind into that kart to aid him when that, if that eventuates.
Well, we've got a change of lead at Simon Roberts. It's in the lead now with Daniel Steen back into 2nd place. Greenberry is being dropped off a bit. You called it right there, Craig, that Greenberry doesn't look like he's got enough to make a move, to be honest with you. But I don't think the same thing's going to apply to Daniel Steen in second place. Daniel Steen is right on the case of Simon Roberts, and this is a very high-speed game of chess. They're the front two have been changing positions regularly, and I think what that's done is to educate the man in third place, Matthew Greenbury, as to where the openings are likely to occur. So we'll keep our eye. With 2 laps left to run. They're starting to run out of laps now, and if Greenbury's going to do anything about the 2 front runners, now's the time to do it. As Roberts leads up towards the Yokohama Bridge, and look at the pace from Steen's cart as they go up alongside and over the skyline. Steen is relegated back to second again. So it's still Roberts that's the leader, with Greenbury in third place. Erdman is, he's catching them, you know. Matthew Erdman is closing that gap to these front two. He's running in the 42-second bracket along with our leaders. So our leaders now making their way up towards Speedway. They'll get the last lap board this time around. So there's only one more chance. This is it. All the money's up on this lap. So looking over his shoulder, Simon Roberts thinks at the moment he's in a pretty good position, as Daniel Steen needs every ounce of horsepower out of this 88 cart to do something about Roberts, and there just is not enough in the pantry. And Daniel has been left wanting, I think, as they come down into the infield proper. The last chance is going to be the infield hairpin, and again Steen not close enough, but Greenbury is close enough to Steen. As they go down into the hairpin, nobody made a move. So the checkered flag is about to be readied. Our leader, Simon Roberts, has looked like that he's going to be the 2009 New South Wales champion for Leopard Heavy, and that's the way they finish. Simon Roberts takes a commanding win in the end of about 2 or 3 cart lengths over Daniel Steen and Matthew Greenbury in third places. So all the predictions, all of our opinions meant nothing. They did what they wanted to do anyway, and of course the leader was Simon Roberts. Daniel Steen came home second, Matthew Greenbury came home third, and guess what? That's exactly where they started.
Roberts giving the camera on the bridge a wave as he went through there, and shaking hands with his competitors as he returned to the pits. There's a great run. Simon Roberts taking the victory there in the Enviro Architectural Systems Leopard Heavy final. He's pointing to that 78. He's pretty happy as he heads back to the pit lane.